Michael Bloomberg is thinking about running for president. Now, there's going to be a bunch of videos telling you why you shouldn't support him or why you should support him. And I'm going to give you a little bit of that too. Yes, I am. But I think I got a unique or a little bit of a different perspective than a lot of people on this. I haven't heard the points I'm about to make brought up in mainstream media or even on online media. So let's get into it. The reason why I like politics is because let me know what you value. And what you value oftentimes is based on past experiences. So you might have had a loved one die of cancer or become extremely sick and you had to fight with the insurance company. You might have been in the military yourself or had a loved one in the military, and maybe that's why you value foreign policy. So our experiences make us. And that oftentimes leads to why we support who we support in politics. So in the mainstream media, Bloomberg is getting a bunch of support, a lot of support. And that's because most of the anchors you see in the mainstream media is in a higher tax bracket. So you have people like Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders talking about executing a wealth tax. Bernie Sanders go even further and said that billionaires shouldn't exist. Now, for those people that is well to do, they don't like that. Or even take it a little bit further, like bringing back the estate tax. A lot of people in the mainstream media won't like that either. So they come and at it from a biased point of view, even though they would say that they neutral. But you can tell they bias just the way they cover certain issues. Now, they take in Michael Bloomberg extremely serious. And I find it hypocritical. It's funny because people got short-term memories, right? They give Bernie Sanders a bunch of crap because he's not really a Democrat. Now, is Bloomberg a Democrat? No, he never ran New York City as a Democrat. He got elected as a Republican, then he turned independent. So why this hate for Bernie Sanders for not really being a Democrat, but y'all okay with Bloomberg, who's not really a Democrat? See what I'm saying about the bias coverage? Now, one thing that they want to gloss over, and for me is a non-starter, is Bloomberg's record as mayor of New York City. He was mayor and presided over Stop and Frisk. For me, that's a non-starter. And why is it a non-starter for me? Because that personally affects me. I'm the type of person that will be stopped and frisked because I've been targeted by the police before, not by name. They not like they knew my name or whatever like that. But when I was in the military, I was in a very conservative area. I used to get pulled over and targeted by the police all the time. Even when I got back to my current area, when I was going through the suburbs, I would get stopped for stupid reasons, for very minor reasons. I remember one day I was riding with my cousin. I wasn't driving at this time. And this time I was visiting him in South Carolina. I remember having a police officer follow us for like 2 miles. Like he literally followed us for 2 miles. It was, I think maybe it was like midnight or something like that. Anyway, it was early in the morning or whatever, late night, early in the morning, however you want to say it. This police officer literally followed us for 2 miles. And right before my cousin was about to get to his house, we got pulled over. And he said he didn't fully stop at a stop sign. But he was looking all through the car. That's the little trick they do. And it just get frustrating. So when you have somebody like Bloomberg, who not only presided over the policy, but said how much the policy worked and outright supported the policy, it's frustrating to me that more people in the media is not bringing this up. And why are they not bringing it up? Because it don't affect them. Again, it goes back to our experiences. It goes back to our values. because they don't have to deal with something like stop and frisk. They don't have to worry about them being in the car, being in a neighborhood they're not supposed to be in, getting pulled over by the cops. They don't have to worry about that. They don't got to worry about when they get pulled over by the cops. Maybe things don't go according to plan. Maybe you get arrested, or maybe even worse. That's a reality that a lot of us have to deal with. A lot of black people have to deal with. So because it's a lack of black voices in the media, and some of the black voices we have, especially in the mainstream media, don't really speak on black issues like they supposed to, you don't hear this point of view. So that's why for me he's a non-starter. I'm not even going into all the other problems he have. I think he's out of touch with where America is at right now, where it's going to, especially in the Democratic Party. So he's kind of a person that don't have a base. Like, who's going to be his base? Is it going to be black people? No, because people like me is going to bring up stop and frisk. Is it going to be any type of progressive base? No, not at all. Is he going to get support of the working class? Of any race? No. So who is going to be his support? His support is going to be nothing but ultra millionaires and ultra billionaires, like Jeff Bezos, who wanted him to run, or Chuck Todd, who seemed pretty excited about his run on NBC. But besides that, he doesn't have a natural base, and I think that's his problem. That's his problem in the Democratic Party. That'd be his problem in the Republican Party. And as an independent, he might get a few votes, but he wouldn't win as an independent. Obviously, he'll just be a spoiler. And hopefully he doesn't go that route. But that's my take on it. And it's just disappointing that you don't hear more people talking about this when it comes to Bloomberg. Because when you hear Bloomberg, that's the first thing that pops in my mind is stop and frisk. Because I know people that have personally been stopped and frisked in New York City. Yes. And it's not fun. And let me just get this out the way too. Because some people will say that, well, it protected the city. Over 90% of the time when they stopped a black person with stop and frisk, nothing was found. Absolutely nothing was found most of the time. It was a waste of resources, and it was used to harass a specific group of people. Simple and plain. So this need to be brought up every time Bloomberg name get brought up. Same thing with Mayor Pete. Maybe not stop and frisk, but his problems with policing in South Bend need to be brought up every time his name is mentioned. And this is the problem again with not having different voices in the mainstream media to point out these problems. But don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share. Definitely trying to grow the channel. Thanks for the support. Peace.